Sharayne and I met. We went to FAMU.
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Hey,
the greatest.
Okay.
Good.
1887.
What?
Okay. This is another episode of the Dear 20-something podcast, and I'm so excited, so thrilled to have my girl Sharayne here.
Hey, y'all. I'm so excited to be here.
Now, listen, we're blessed. We are truly blessed this episode because we have a marriage and family therapist here.
So sweet.
Listen, and I felt like, okay, so I've been going through some things this past month or so, and I feel like me requesting you to come as a co-host on the podcast was the perfect time because
for both of us.
For both of us,
because
yeah. I felt like you would give the real and the relatable about some of the things that I have going on within my life, and of course, share your side
and some of the things going on too.
Girl. Okay, so I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Sure.
I'm so excited to have you here, Sharayne.
Thank you for having me.
So for all of those who don't know, Sharayne and I met. We went to FAMU.
Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University.
Hey,
the greatest.
Okay.
Good.
1887.
What?
Okay. And it was such a vibe. Such a great time.
Just organically too.
Literally, my 20s owed me absolutely nothing.
For real.
I had a great ass time. And that's on period.
Too much fun.
Okay. But so halfway into me attending FAM, I moved to New Jersey for a relationship. Wow. Yeah.
There.
Whoa. Okay. We're going to skip over that one for this episode. But so Sharayne and I reconnected. I've been watching all of the dope things that she's been doing.
And vice versa. We've been social media friends since 2014.
Listen, and you literally, I've seen you glow up. I've seen you just really own who you are and be a boss ass woman.
Boss women recognize boss women, and that's just that.
When I tell you the confidence that you share, it makes me just want to be like, Niyah, you are that bitch, okay?
And you are, and it's so funny you say these things because I swear, when you post, and I'm just like, yes, she is out here doing the things, creating the things. No, seriously, Niyah, you are that girl. I am that girl, and that girl recognizes that girl. We see each other. Okay. So yes.
But now,
we are finally here together to have this dope ass conversation.
Child, no idea.
We done had 2 podcasts already.
Right.
So.
Listen, we've been talking. We've been sipping for real. Okay. And whatever comes out, don't judge us because
we are human.
For the both of us.
Okay. We are human. We are healing. We are not perfect, but we are always worth it.
Listen, okay? And half of the time, you guys are going through the same shit too.
Exactly. That's why we're here just talking.
So we're going to be the open book for y'all today. Now, Sharayne.
Yes.
Okay. So as a dear 20-something, of course, life has its ups and freaking downs, right?
Don't it though?
Listen, people will surprise you. People will bring you surprise you with left hooks, right hooks. Life will surprise you.
Life will surprise you. People, places, and things will shock you.
Listen the hell out of you. Can we just say the hell? Emphasis on that.
Deep.
And it's hard being the bigger person. When they go low, we go high and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I try.
Yeah, I be like, nah, go high. And then
my go high is kind of I'm just removing myself from the situation.
So girl, wait, can we just talk about that for real? Listen, okay. Because honestly, I'm at a space in my life where I'm too damn old to be arguing back and forth with anybody. I don't have it. I really honestly don't care who you are.
And it's that's the thing. We don't have to argue. If we can't sit down and have a healthy conversation to where both parties are going to be okay at the end of it, then what are we doing here? Because it's too much going on in the outside world to be going back and forth with people that you choose to have in your life.
Listen, like I have literally been so like, just like, I'm trying to protect my peace.
All 2021, because the world don't want you to have it.
Listen, I'm trying to protect my peace. And what protecting my peace looks like for me as a 27-year-old woman is just like, I don't care. I'm not going back and forth with you. You feel how you feel. I feel how I feel. And that's it.
And that's just going to be that. I don't have to defend my character. I don't have to defend things that I feel like weren't shady or anything like that. Like, if you feel a certain type of way, then go ahead.
Absolutely. And I think that comes with just knowing who you are. Like a word. Like, sis, nobody can tell you who you are as long as you know who you are.
And like who you are.
And love
who you are. Because once you get to that space in life, when people come in your orbit, and if they're not giving you the same love and admiration that you give yourself, it's like, what am I having you around for? And so, girl, it's just been so many different situations, I would say, especially in the last year, in the pandemic.
For real?
Girl.
Listen.
Like, friendships have shifted.
Oh, my God. I realized, through this pandemic, I realized I got like 2 friends. And I'm shit,
I got 4.
Is it me? Like, damn.
And it's like people that you thought was your friend.
Listen, I go through that quite often. And I try to operate out of a genuine, I'd say, space, right?
Absolutely.
But let me give you an example, right? So recently I had a situation where a friend and I, we necessarily didn't see eye to eye, right? So we were exchanging words, you know, she felt like the way that she felt, I felt the way that I felt.
Right.
However, I knew that the way that I was feeling was solely based off of me just having a lot going on. It doesn't mean I can't operate. It just means I have a lot going on, and that's okay.
Of course, you're going to have seasons that you have a lot going on.
Exactly. But somebody outside of myself felt like they had the right to tell me, like, I'm to this or I'm to that. And I went into like a blank because I just felt like I know who I am.
Oh,
and I'm okay with who I am.
Can't nobody come into your life and tell you about who you are.
Because I've taken time over these 27 years to know what is too much for me, what is not too much for me. However, one thing that I can honestly say that I could have improved on within that conversation, because after a while I stopped responding, and it wasn't out of me being petty or me trying to disrespect.
Protecting our peace.
It was just me trying to protect the peace of, I don't want to go back and forth with somebody that I care about.
Yeah.
Because if I go back and forth with somebody that I care about, then there leaves room and potential for me to say some shit that I don't.
I was gonna say it escalates. It escalates, and the fact that you are saying this is so funny because I too have had a similar situation where it's like someone had an opinion about me, someone that I considered a friend, and for one, never told me.
Yeah,
it was always like,
how did you find out?
He say she, because it's a mutual friend group, so unfortunately it can get like kind of weird.
Yeah.
So like people would tell me certain things, and I'm like, well, damn, like I literally be minding my business.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I be in my room for real.
I be watching
in
Netflix,
the dark,
like literally reading my books, playing Animal Crossing. I be minding my business, and so it's kind of like a slap in the face, like you say, when someone tries to tell you something about yourself, especially when you hold your friends to high regard.
Absolutely.
Now, where I went wrong, I never had a conversation with this person. It was kind of like, okay, well, you feel this certain type of way. I know that I never did anything intentional.
Yeah.
So F it. We just gonna like
see, and
fall out.
that's where we are, I'd say, similar, because I'm very much so that person. But as I get older, I'm learning that maybe that shit is not okay for real. In some instances.
Exactly. It really depends on the situation. Absolutely. I would say, like, and like you say, we both value relationship. We value friendship. So in certain situations, you want to have like a conversation.
Absolutely.
Like, with my partner, for instance, we talk a lot. Yeah, like my best friend,
that's so dope.
She witnessed like a conversation we had. She was like, y'all over communicate.
That's dope though.
But it's a good like over communication, because we're not going to stop talking about a situation until we both feel like we got what we needed to get out. And it's the first relationship I've ever had dope. Like that. It is dope. And it lets me know that like, oh, men aren't all like stupid, unintelligent. Yeah. Not even unintelligent, but emotionally unintelligent.
Okay, so where would you say, in friendships, relationships, where would you say your flaws are in communication?
If I don't want to talk about it, we're not going to talk about it.
That's me, sis. What? I'm shutting the hell down.
And I have had to learn to not be like that. Yeah. Because if you care about someone and something is bothering them, you want to have that conversation.
Girl.
It's a lot, though.
I'd be like, you know what?
How about we don't? But then it's like, you care about this person. So what I do, and this is something I wanted to definitely say, is like, I write shit down. I write everything down.
See, I need to start doing that. You know, because I'll feel all these different emotions and I don't know what the hell to say in that moment.
Because your emotions are all heightened in the heat of a conversation. And so when, you know how we be in the dark by ourselves.
Listen, I'll be right
in my phone and I write how I'm feeling down, especially if I know I have to have a conversation with somebody. Like it's a lot, but it's a practice that I feel like I've acquired over the years. So like maybe like last year I had a conversation with one of my friends. Yeah. And it was detailed. Like I had points, I had examples. Yes.
So how do people take that like when you come in? Because I always thought about that. Like one thing that I've been trying to do is take things off of text message, because that's
absolutely.
Listen,
because it gets skewed.
Nothing is getting solved in text messages. No. Okay.
Only thing we need to text about is what time we going to brunch.
Exactly. So now I've been learning to like, let me just pick up the phone and call this person, because obviously some shit is gonna get misconstrued, and
especially when it's like a not surface level convo. Yeah. I don't like texting like that anyway.
Girl, listen,
I'm bad at it.
Okay, I know. Side note, but you know me dating out here, single as hell. Okay, people be trying to text. Like somebody sent me a text today, like, "Tell me about yourself." You're not getting a reply from me. I'm so sorry. I hate that freaking question. Much. Just ask the questions that you want to know.
Let's just organically talk.
What the hell?
But why do I have to tell you? Like, give you my resume,
you're
bro?
Not getting a response from me. Like,
what do you want to know
about myself?
That's so awkward. Yeah. I mean, I get it, because certain people, you might be nervous and all of that. No. She's like, absolutely not. Sip small. I don't have to. Listen, look. Certain people are nervous. And so it's like, I understand.
Is it nervousness? We are almost 30. There's no nervousness that you should freaking have.
You're right.
At 30 years old. You get nervous at 18. Like don't make me get upset now. You get nervous at freaking 18. Yeah. Not no damn 30. Not no 28.
20 something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we're not nervous. Like, I'm going to need you to have a real conversation with me for real.
People don't want to put the effort in sometimes.
Listen.
And that's okay. You don't have to engage. So like you said, your boundary was, well, I'm just not going to have this conversation with you, because what are we doing?
Yeah. What are we doing for real? But as I get older and I'm like, you know, I want to be like that episode or the seasons of Girlfriends where it's just like, I have these four best friends that know everything about me, but it's seeming harder and harder to have like that dynamic as I'm getting older, because it's just like, we live in an age of, if you do something wrong to me, fuck you.
We don't have grace with people.
Oh my God.
We don't have enough grace with people. And something I have learned is like, I am not perfect by any means.
Sis.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
What? I make the wrong decisions all
of the time. And sometimes my wrong decisions like affect the people that I love. And so what was I like? It was on Instagram. It was something like, we need to have, it's Kelly Price. She did an interview with The Breakfast Club. It was so good, by the way. Yeah. But she mentioned like how humanity in and of itself has to have more grace with people, because when you mess up, you want people to have grace with you. Wow. And like, I feel like when you're having and navigating difficult conversations, especially if someone has hurt you in some type of way, you want to just take into account grace, because we're not perfect. Like,
not at all.
I think with my partner, like, he's done things that hurt my feelings. I've done things that have hurt his feelings. Yeah. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. And because we know that about each other, and Like, we understand that, dang, this person has dealt with X, Y, and Z. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to be here for this person when their shit hits the fan. Like,
absolutely.
But everybody's not mature enough to think in that way.
Listen.
And so the girls and girlfriends, I feel like they had a common understanding, but also like I have moved away from friend groups. I'm not fucking with it.
See, I like always had this, just like I have this idea of marriage and like kids in my head. I've always had this like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a group of girlfriends that I'm gonna grow old with, and they're gonna know all my shit, and I can lean on them when I'm having a bad day. And then as I get older, I'm learning like, damn, I really only have like 2 friends for real. Like my best friend, she has a baby now, so I can't call her with my shit. You know,
my
what I'm
best
saying?
friend has
like,
3 kids.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like she doesn't have time to listen to my shit for real. Like, she got a whole baby,
and that is the beauty
about,
in like friend groups. But for example, with the situation that I explained a little bit earlier, it's like we were all a part of a friend group, and so now you feel some type of way, but then you don't tell me, you tell somebody else, but then you think it's not gonna get back to me, and it just gets really messy.
Yeah,
like, and honestly, I feel like in our 20s, you do a lot of weaning out of people that are there for you and the people that you genuinely want to do life with. Because that's what friendship is. That's what relationships are. You're doing life with another person. And if you're not aligned spiritually,
aligned,
mentally,
aligned,
if you're not aligned,
I got to keep repeating aligned.
With another person, then
So one thing that in my current life that I'm always kind of like praying for is discernment. Because the way that I operate in life, Sharayne, I'm not just like you said, I'm not a perfect person. I make mistakes.
I'm only human.
Listen, okay, so I'm not always the best friend. Like I'm not. I don't always operate out of the best version of myself.
Exactly.
And one thing that I do operate out of is me being genuine to the people that are in my life
and honest,
and like just really out of a loving place. And sometimes I'm overly giving to the people that I'm not supposed to give to. Right, sis. So listen, and then that leaves me with feeling like, well, why do I operate out of this? But this is who God chose me to be.
I say in your 20s, you do so much weaning of your friendships and relationships because you realize like, damn, I'm an awesome person. I'm not perfect by any means, but I'm a damn good friend. And I know that about myself. And it's because I sit and I listen. And if you come to me and you tell me like, hey, Sharayne, you did this, that, and the third, and it made me feel this type of way. I'm going to think about it because I love you, and I'm going to try not to operate in that same manner. Many people are not like that, if not most.
Listen, discernment is something that I pray for every freaking day.
Got to.
Because I am very much so a pourer. I like to pour into other people. I like to make sure that they're doing great. I like to do all of these things, but sometimes when I operate out of that space, I get my feelings hurt when it's like people don't operate.
They don't know how to do it.
Wavelength,
and they just don't have it that way, and that's fine. Like no one is perfect, but like go be friends with other people that do that.
Yes, and it's just like I'm learning to have the discernment and have the intuition to know the first time somebody shows me an instance of, hey, that maybe that relationship or that friendship is not from God. So let's talk about
go
the other way.
Quitting too early.
Okay.
Because I too try to operate in that way, but then you want to give people chances, right?
I'm a chance giving motherfucker. I be giving chances like no tomorrow. Like it's okay.
And so it's like so hard to know when enough is enough.
Chances like no tomorrow.
I don't know if I'm like that.
Really?
I'm a very like, once my mind is made up, my mind is made up. But it will take me a couple chances to like get there. And I will say like, I have had pretty great friendships in my life. Like I thank God for my friends all of the time because like I will say I still have the same friend group from high school. Wow. And that's very rare. So like for me to be able to have that, and I still keep really good contact with a lot of people from college. Of course, like I said, everybody can't come, and that's fine.
Everybody can't come.
Everybody can't come
on that, and that's period.
But I'm grateful for the people that have came, but it's like, it's because we've given each other second chances, you know? But you have to discern when someone is abusing the person that you are, because we are very giving people.
So how have you learned, okay, I would say this, how have you learned discernment? And like, how have you learned when to apply that discernment? Because like, truthfully, that's something that I'm still working on. It's just like, Niyah,
same.
Like there's this Maya Angelou quote, and I quote this all the freaking time. Like literally, like I'm the girl that sits in her room and listens to Super Soul Sunday like every day.
You're cute.
Like I'm literally, because I have no friends and I just stay in my room.
You've got a friend.
Like I have no friends, so I just be listening to Super Soul Sunday. Like Oprah is my best friend.
She's that girl.
Listen, I've literally met Oprah twice.
Have you heard about the Oprah touch, like the Oprah effect?
Listen,
if you meet Oprah, like you're destined for greatness.
No,
you met
listen,
her twice.
Listen, I there was this one lady that I was working for, and I went to her Super Soul Sunday events twice in a row.
Oh wow!
And one thing that I remember, I was a worker at the event, but
you in the building. She
sent everybody a shot. And I was holding my shot one night, and this is completely off subject, but I was holding my shot that night, and she said, "I'd never forget this." She said, "You're capable. I'm just here to show you that you're capable."
Wow. See?
And I'm sitting there in the black, in my all black. Like I worked for a celebrity event planner, so I've been to all types of celebrity events, right? And this Oprah was always the pinnacle for me.
Of course.
I've met so many different people, but Oprah, a black billionaire.
Capable. But like, look at what you're doing, my friend.
Listen.
Like, I'm going to give you your flowers. You're more than capable. You are doing all of the things. Girl,
like
yes,
to be in that room, and that was a moment that I'll never forget. It just makes me always like strive for more, because just being in the back of the room and watching her on stage and saying you're more than capable. This is just me showing you can do this.
She's representation for all the black girls that want to be great.
And when she raised that shot glass, and we all took a shot together, I was just like, I can do this.
You are doing this.
You know?
Yeah.
I can fucking do this.
I love it.
And I was just like, ever since that moment, and I tell you, Sharayne, that came, and this is completely awesome.
But hey,
needs
to hear it.
Fuck it. Like, it was completely at a time where I absolutely didn't know myself. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what purpose even fucking meant. Seriously.
And that's how God works.
Seriously.
He just gives you messages along the way.
I'm a firm believer that God always puts you in rooms before you're ready.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he's exposing you to what your life will look like. Outside of the celebrity of it all, and outside of all of those things, I took all of that out of my mind. For me, that moment told me that God placed a certain gift within inside me. And as I navigate life, people won't understand that.
Because not everybody doesn't have it, but it's not to the extent, and they're not in as much of awareness as you are.
And that's when we go back to discernment. It's just like, I may not be there right now, but I know where I'm headed. You're not.
Come on, somebody.
Sis,
we here.
Sis,
we are here.
I know where I'm headed.
And I know the things that God has given, like the visions that God has given me.
So God will allow certain people to show their fucking ass. And
to get rid of, you got to weed people
to
out.
show their ass in moments of, okay, I see this.
I see you.
Because I know
the
where
quote
I'm
that we were referring to, when people show you who they are, when people show you who they are,
believe them the first time.
The first time.
Not the second, not the third, not the fourth.
And so how I kind of operate, I give everybody at least one chance. Like, because I'm just a nice person by heart. Like, that's just who I am. And I don't be wanting to cut people off.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to give you a chance to like show me that you aren't this fuck person that I think you are. And I say that just as nice as possible, but that's not really nice. I don't give a fuck. Anyway.
Right.
But after you do some shady shit again, it's kind of like, I'm not going to continue to allow people to hurt me, because I love me too much to allow continuous pain. Like,
absolutely.
whew,
It's just it's listen, and I don't think
I knew who was gonna get that child.
But it's just like God always sends like these reconfirming things, and like I said, I'm not perfect.
Nope.
I'm growing. There's still a lot of healing that I have to do, and I have to overcome just within friends, within family, within loved ones, even within myself, bro. But one thing that I know is what God told me, and where my end result is. And one thing that he's also provided me with is to shut up. Shut the hell up.
Sit still.
Be still. That's been my greatest
I
gift.
feel like I'm in that season right now. God has called me to literally sit my ass right down there, right here. Sit down and just observe and really assess, okay, what do you want? Who do you want around you?
Listen.
Because everybody can't come.
Listen, because there's this Tracy. I'm always looking at motivational shit, right?
I love that because I be on your page looking for motivational shit.
So there's this Tracy Morgan like clip that I saw, and he was just like, "You wanna see people's intentions for you? Be quiet. Stop talking. People will show you. Stop talking. Why are you talking so much? Stop talking. People will show you."
Damn.
They'll tell you everything that you
But
need to know. They'll tell you what they mean for you. They tell you what their intent is for you.
It's literally just continue to live. Like, if you just keep doing things that God has told you to do, like life, you're always on a journey every single day.
Absolutely.
And so in your journey, things will be revealed.
Absolutely.
Damn.
This shit is
It get deep.
Like it's serious. It really truly is serious. But I see time and time again where it's just like sometimes I feel, if I'm being transparent, lonely. Like just as a entrepreneur and like navigating it out here, I feel lonely. Because it's like a lot of people don't understand like what I'm
the grind.
Girl,
like you gotta grind it too.
Listen, some people don't understand and they think like I'm being funny or I'm neglecting, and it's just like, no, God gave me a vision and I can't stop until I get there. And it's either you like, I hope that
I'm gonna
understand.
pause you and challenge because the vision is not just for a moment. And so God has given me visions as well. Like I literally can see how I pray that my life pans out. Yeah. But it's always like God only gives me only a little bit at a time, because I'm the type of person, if I get the whole cake, I'm finna eat the whole cake. Right. So he'll give me 2 slices at a time. And so I challenge you just to say like, I want you to keep grinding, queen. Like don't ever stop. But I want you to also understand that whatever vision that you have, there's so much more beyond that.
Oh my God.
Because like
I received that.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer that we have purpose until we pass away. And so like I can say I want a whole practice and I want to be a professor and all of these things like career wise, right? And I feel like those are things that God has gifted me with as far as my visions. But okay, then I get there, then what? And so there's always growth, there's always journeying. Like we have so much to learn in like relationships. Absolutely. I think is just a powerful thing that a lot of people don't tap into because we're scared to have difficult conversations. Ding ding ding, that's how you bring that back.
Listen. Seriously.
And so just bringing to your awareness the idea that like I want you to keep grinding, because I've been telling you inspire me.
No, you inspire me.
Like it's a two-way street. It really, really, really is. But like also there's just so much more. And I don't think God would allow us to see the full picture because we won't even know what to do with all of that.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me ask you this then.
Go ahead.
With you knowing your end in sight, right? And I think this is where I fall short just as a friend. Is me knowing my end in sight. I'm always having that like, I don't really need you mentality. I don't really need you because I already know what my end is like. So it's like whatever happens in between this, I don't need you. So if we have a falling out, all right, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna figure out another plan. You know what I'm saying? But however, I don't think that's always the best route to take. Now, sometimes it's necessary.
Sometimes it's necessary.
It's not always the best.
And I think it goes back to just like the healthiness of a relationship.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody that you don't, relationship is a two-way street. Absolutely. I want to be poured into and I want to like receive pouring.
Yeah.
And so if I'm the one that's doing all of the pouring, and I've experienced that in friendship, it's like I'm eventually going to pull away. I'm going to start to like tap out because what am I gaining from this? And it's not even me trying to gain things from people because that's weird, but you feel used after a while. Like I'm a therapist. And so people want to talk to me just to talk to me. But like I need to have people around me that love and support me 100%. Beyond my gifts.
Absolutely.
And I think when you find that in friendship, those are the friendships that you don't want to cut off. You want to have difficult conversations with.
So what would you say? Okay. So my method now, just as a 20-something-year-old, navigating difficult conversations is just like, I've learned to, maybe I shouldn't have this conversation until I calm down.
That's me all the way.
Right. So if somebody sends me, let's say, a lengthy message and I'm just like, I don't want to feed into this one because it's not that I don't care about this person, but it's truly because if I reply, I'm going to say something I'm going to regret.
Right.
And I'm just not there at that time in my life. So if I do reply a week later, it's coming from a place of love and trying to like, I'm calm now. It's understanding. Let's have a level-headed conversation. But by that time, people are probably
don't want to talk no more.
Bruh, you just left me on red for a whole week. Now I have nothing to say to your ass.
Yeah.
Like for real.
And that is like, they're valid in that way of thinking.
And that's okay. But it's just like, now, how do you navigate, in your opinion? Because I've recently realized, like, I could possibly do some things a little bit better. Yeah, I could shift blame, but
that's not helpful because at the end of the day, everyone has a role to play.
Absolutely.
Like I have learned just doing couples counseling that, okay, you might think the problem is just one person, but you also contribute somehow, some way. And so you don't want to just shift blame. The way that I go about having difficult conversation, I always preface it like, I'm gonna text you like, hey, I got something on my mind that I want to talk about. Let me know when you're free. I would rather do it on Thursday at 4:00. Like, that I'm a very I'm a scheduled type of person. Don't pop up on me with some random stuff because then I shut down, right? So I have to prepare mentally to have difficult conversations.
That's so me. I'm not in the like heart of the moment type of conversation.
Nope, not at all. I've had to learn to be more like that with my recent relationship because like when you love someone, you want to talk. You want to talk through things, and true. So that's like we're getting around to it. We're learning, but normally I have to preface it, and then I'm also the type of person like, girl, I'm coming with my phone. I got bullet points, look, because I don't want to forget nothing.
2A says
exactly. I got examples like, okay, on this day you did this, and it made me feel this type of way, and like, okay, this is how you can do about it. I've learned. In therapy, I've learned just in school that you want to do the sandwich method.
Absolutely.
And so that's when you give someone like a compliment. Like, you know,
and this is like, this is how I really feel.
You're such a good friend. But you do this thing and it really be pissing me off. But if you just stop doing this thing, it could be great. And so like, and it works. Like I do that with clients a lot. Yeah. So it really is just like we gotta grow up, put our big girl panties on and talk, and we don't be wanting to do that.
So navigating through this whole social media kind of like age that we have, where a lot of people, I think we're now in the generation after us, and even our generation, we're growing up in the mentality that like you do one wrong thing to me, like you're dead to me,
right?
And it's hard navigating through that now, and I'm learning. Like I recently I had a situation where it's just like, I don't want this person to be dead to me. Like I want us to have a conversation, but that wasn't something that they were ready for, and that's totally okay.
Right.
But how do you say you overcome the challenge of just being like, nah, this person, that's me. We had a falling out. It is what it is. And
oof. I don't know. I'm still learning. I
me.
really am still learning because, like, I too have had that recent situation where it's like, okay, well, if you don't want to talk, I'm not gonna talk. I'm a Taurus, so I'm stubborn. So it's just like, okay, we just gonna be stubborn and not talk. But then, like, damn, then you wonder about the friendship and like, you want to give people chances, but like, I think it really just depends on the type of relationship dynamic you have. Okay,
that's the big thing. The type of relationship. Yeah, absolutely. Like that's one thing that I can honestly say is just the fact that me navigating through life, I have said this in previous podcasts. It's just like I haven't always been the best friend, right?
Because we all fall short.
We all fall short, but like there was just certain situations in my life where I could have been better, right? But as I am going through the healing, and that's part of like what this podcast is for me. Like I like to bring a lot of like current situations that are really going on with me onto the podcast so that I can talk about them. I can release
process
them
and help other people in the process.
Exactly. To let people know, like, I'm a real ass person out here. Like, shit.
Real ass bitch. Give a fuck.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, shit looks great on Instagram. Like, I may look like I'm at all the popping spots and stuff like that. But
you be living your best life.
Listen, but shit.
But like, life still happens. Yeah.
Shit is really real, and I'm really going through things, and I think it's important to share the real about like, hey, we're all battling the same thing.
That's exactly why I started my blog in like 2017, because I was living in LA and everyone thought I was just so happy and like, you just doing it, you living your best life. I was depressed, girl. I was sad. Okay,
you don't know how many times how many times even today?
Like literally, like in this current season.
Listen,
like,
where I'm just like,
weeks, I have to fight.
I always vent to my 20-year-old sister who's 7 years older than me. I'm like, Gina, today I just don't feel like I should be doing this. And she's like, okay, you need to relax. And I'm like, no, I don't.
One day at a time. That's the mentality I've had to adapt. It's literally, I'm going to wake up today. And today I might have all the energy in the world, all the motivation in the world, and I'm going to use it. Someone recently told me this, and he said, your motivation is a gift. Like waking up, your drive, all of these things are gifts from God. And so sometimes you're not going to have it. Ooh. And that's okay. It's okay to not be 100% every single day. And I had to hear that, like, and honor myself, because I will beat myself up. And then it's just like this bad spiral of like, because I'm not operating at 100 today, then I'm like mad at myself for the next couple of days. And that's stupid. So it's like, I really honor when I wake up in the morning. If it's just not that kind of day, I'm just going to do what I have to do, like for today,
to get through that day.
And that's it. Period. And the world's going to keep operating in the same way that it needs to operate. Yeah. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow prayerfully with way more motivation. And most of the times I do. Yeah. So one day at a time.
And the extending yourself grace, what you said earlier in the episode, like, is so important as we navigate through this thing. When we have uncomfortable conversations, we won't always be able to, in that moment, have the best answer or have the right method to take. But extending yourself grace, and if that person is important enough for you to say, hey, let's fix this, like, you mean that much to me, then do it.
And I think that touches on something that we haven't spoke about yet, which is transparency and vulnerability. Oh, sis. Because the only way you're going to get to that space where two mature people are able to have a conversation is if they are both transparent and vulnerable with one another. In our generation, as 20-somethings, we don't want to let nobody in.
Not a soul.
And
not
it's like,
soul. It's like, you trying to try me? Like, you're not seeing my side, you trying to try me?
And human beings need connection. We need relationship with people. Like, it's just a given. Especially like God wants relationship for us, because that's how he works. He works through other people sometimes.
Absolutely.
So we can't be so like, no new friends. No, like, you can't be like that, because then you're holding back blessings. You're holding back like experiences that God wants for you. But discernment. You have to discern who it is that you're going to like be transparent and vulnerable with. It's hard, girl. These 30-somethings is so ghetto.
Listen, people don't realize for real.
It's
people
a
don't
lot.
realize for real. But I think it's important to know we're growing. You know, we're experiencing and we're learning as we go.
We're reflecting, and a lot of people don't do that. Absolutely. And so the fact that you're able to like process and be like, I haven't been the best type of friend, or I could have did that better. And it's literally like, okay, the next time something happens, taking that opportunity to try to be better. That's all we can do is try to be better.
Okay, so
I love this.
This has been a really great conversation. I so appreciate you coming here and you really just telling the real and the relatable on this Dear 20-something podcast.
Be trying,
right?
I just be trying.
I so appreciate you. Seriously. So one way that I try to wrap up the episodes is a takeaway that you would like to give to the Dear 20-somethings about a conversation or about wherever this conversation has led and placed on your heart. What would you like to tell the people that's struggling with having uncomfortable conversations or wherever they may be in life 20s. Currently?
Oh man, the first thing that comes to mind is literally what I just said. It's being transparent and vulnerable. And specifically in this moment, I want to say not only with other people, but with yourself.
Because yourself.
Yeah, people don't like to sit down with themselves. And in order to grow, you have to sit down and be like, I don't like that. I don't like how I did that person. I don't like how I do myself sometimes. I don't like this thing about me. And until you are able to be transparent and vulnerable with yourself, you can't really expect other people to do it for you.
Wow.
And you won't grow to the capacity in which that you need to grow. So it really is not being scared of doing the work. Doing the work. It's a lot. These 20-somethings are ghetto
as hell.
But all of my 30-year-old friends be like, it's better over here. So
I'm ready for that.
I'm just praying.
I'm 3 years away. I'm like,
I'm just like, it's happening quick. Okay, we're gonna be there before we know it.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I just want to be my best, healthiest self. Mind, body, spirit. And I know for me that journey starts with really being authentic to myself, transparent and vulnerable in my alone time.
Ooh, I love that. I say my last tidbit for the Dear 20-something and beyond is to allow your time to be still and allow time to have discernment kind of creep in. Sometimes discernment will tell you don't if it's worth it.
Yeah, like sometimes difficult conversations don't even be worth it because when you go through all of this with somebody and they're gonna do the same thing.
Sis.
No.
Okay. So discernment is really something that we have to tap into as a 20-something and beyond.
Yeah.
Our inside voice is always speaking. Like previous episodes have said, like, you know, that intuition is always saying, don't go through that door, don't speak to that person, or that person is worth more than just leaving it on a note of I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Really, truly. So allowing yourself enough time to be still, reenact a lot of the situations that we're going through, and don't be so easy to throw people away, because sometimes people are more valuable than you think. You can't do this life thing alone,
and you don't want to. Let's be real.
That shit is lonely as hell if you try to. I don't need nobody. That shit sounds whack at this day and age in 2021. So let's try to build healthy relationships. Let's try to have those uncomfortable conversations, and let's try to find common ground where we can. And if we can't, then it's okay.
And if we can't, that is okay.
But in deciding that that's okay, then it's important to know that you don't have to bash someone. You don't have to slander their name in the dirt. You don't have to step on them in any way.
Everybody is just not meant to be a part of your journey for the rest of your life.
100%.
Most people not.
You keep living your life the way that is ordained for you to live that life. And boss up.
And boss up on that note.
Okay.
And just boss up. Just do you at the end of the day. Literally just do you.
There's nothing that can come against a woman who is confident within herself, who knows who the fuck she is, who walks with her head held high, who operates out of her freaking purpose.
It's the preacher for me. You better.
You know?
And that's the thing. When you do that, God will give you like-minded individuals along the way. Hello, hi.
100%. Hey, girl,
so
I
see you. Like, and I legit see you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I understand you. And that is like the hope that you have to hold. Is like, okay, I don't have 1,000,001 friends, but the 3 that I got, like, we solid. Like,
listen.
Period.
And that's on everything. So I thank you guys.
That's good right now.
Listen, I thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Dear 20-something podcast. Thank you seriously for allowing us the opportunity to get real as fuck, relatable as fuck about the shit that we're navigating through this thing called life.
That's
My
right.
girl Sharayne came through. She's a marriage and family therapist.
Marriage and family therapist.
Listen, and she dropped gems today. So make sure you guys follow her on Instagram
at Sharayne MFT. That is SHARAYMYN MFT. I know, right? All this talking.
It's all good. I'm
good.
gonna put the little link in the bio as well. But thank you guys so much, Sharayne. I hope to have you on another episode.
We got to do this again. This was fun.
This was
and it was very just easy. Organic,
so listen, I appreciate you, sis, so much.
Of course.
So thank you so much. And
thank you.
We over and out for real. Bye.
Peace.